So we're still on week 12, day 1. And no one warned me about the bruising you would get after an ultrasound. My lower abdomen is currently very tender, and it does actually have a bruise on it. I can't really show you right now because it's very, very, very close to the downstairs line, because they have to get you right at the bottom of your abdomen. And I do actually have a bruise along the bottom of my abdomen where they were pressing so hard in order to get the ultrasound scans. It was absolute madness. The pressure wasn't too bad. Like, the pressure itself was fine. I could handle the pressure, but the after bruise hurts. The after bruise really hurts. Like, not terrible, but every time you poke it or touch it, or your pants lean against it, or your underwear leans against it, you can feel it. You can feel every inch of it. And it's also quite entertaining because now that I know that Minion is happy, and I say happy, I don't know if they're happy, but now that I know that Minion is okay and they're healthy and they have a good heartbeat, I don't actually know what their heartbeat was. They didn't measure Minion's heartbeat. They did say that they do have a good strong heartbeat, so they're not particularly worried at this point. But I have noticed that since we've had the scan, I'm touching my stomach more, I'm stroking my stomach more, I'm a lot more aware of my stomach now. It is really settling in a bit more now that I do have a baby growing in my stomach. It is definitely there. They are definitely growing. They are growing really, really well, and they are very active and very wriggly. Not that I can feel it yet. They're not big enough for me to feel it. Sometimes I do think I can feel it because I get like little twangs near my kidneys or in the side of my abdomen. And I do wonder sometimes whether or not that is just Minion bouncing around in there, or whether or not that is just the muscles relaxing to allow me to stretch. But it has sunk in a bit more now. It has sunk in a bit more that I am pregnant. I'm taking a bit longer to emotionally process. Every now and again, it just catches me off guard. I just look at myself in the mirror and see my stomach, and I know that at this point I am technically starting to show, even though it's not obvious because of my weight and my size. It's not obvious that I'm showing yet. I just look like my normal size with the excess podge at the front, but I have started showing. I am slowly starting to protrude from the belly, and not only is my belly protruding, it is a lot more solid. Like, to physically touch, it's a lot more solid. It's a lot more, I can't describe it any other way. It's like the podge is no longer as flabby as it used to be. It's a lot smoother and it's a lot less flabby because what's behind it is pushing it forward and smoothing it out. But yeah, it's be very exciting from now on as my stomach starts to grow and see how we get on. On the plus side, now that I'm in my second trimester, as I said earlier, I've got a lot more energy, so hopefully I can start doing a lot more exercise starting tomorrow. Today I've just focused on video editing or tonight should I say, I've just focused on video editing because we were at the hospital for like 2 hours, just short of 2 hours altogether, for the scan and also the blood tests to test for the Down syndrome and Edwards syndrome, something like that. I can't remember the actual names of the things they tested for, but I am very much looking forward to getting back into exercise tomorrow, now that yes, we are making progress in the house, but I am going to focus on myself and my health to make sure that Minion is as healthy as can be. And I'm going to let Jason primarily worry about the house, because for the next, we're only going to really have the weekends to actually work on the house, with him being at work so often and also with me having to be careful around paints due to little one. But we'll worry about that another day. Right now, I need to go to bed. I need sleep because I've got a long day at work tomorrow. And then hopefully, after work tomorrow, I can do some exercise. We are on week 12, day 2. And I actually completely forgot that I'm meant to be taking my aspirin starting this week, because my aspirin specifically says, starting from 12 weeks, dissolve 2 tablets in water every morning until the birth. Take with or just after food or a meal, dissolve or mix in water before taking. Yay. Now, I couldn't quite remember why I had to be on this aspirin, so I decided to Google it. And this is the reason on the NHS why they prescribe low doses of aspirin to people who are pregnant, or to high-risk pregnancies. Low doses of aspirin in pregnancy is partially to prevent preeclampsia, which is high blood pressure. Now, I have had my blood pressure checked twice now, and they have always confirmed my blood pressure is normal. My blood pressure has always been normal because of the level of activity I do with my dog walking, with my paddleboarding, my swimming, my calisthenics, my running and everything else. However, if you have a higher BMI, myself, because they go off everything off BMI, you have a higher risk of preeclampsia. So that is one of the reasons that I'm actually on the aspirin. The other reasons they prescribe low dose aspirin include high blood pressure before or during pregnancy. Obviously I've not got high blood pressure, but the high blood pressure is part of the whole preeclampsia thing. And again, as of right now, I don't have preeclampsia, but because of my overweightness, there's a chance I can get a preeclampsia. So this is more than anything a precautionary medicine. But it's not just that. Problems in previous pregnancies. Obviously, this is my first pregnancy, so that's not one of the reasons they've given me. Chronic kidney disease. Obviously, I do not have chronic kidney disease, so it's not for that reason. Diabetes. As of right now, I do not have diabetes, or at least did not have diabetes pre-pregnancy. I still need to go and have my diabetes test, which is going to be sometime in August or September, I believe. And then the last reason that they prescribe aspirin, and the main reason I have been given it, any autoimmune diseases, because it helps fight inflammation or reduces the risk of inflammation. And I do have an autoimmune disease. As I've mentioned multiple times on this channel, I have inflammatory bowel disease, and my particular inflammatory bowel disease is ulcerative colitis, which is a form of autoimmunity or an autoimmune disease. So because I have that condition, and I also have anemia anytime the condition flares up, and because I also get inflammatory arthritis every now and again because of the condition, that is why I have been placed on the aspirin. Yes, the preeclampsia, they are concerned that I may develop because of my weight, but at the moment they're not worried because I don't have high blood pressure. However, they do want to try and reduce the risk of inflammation caused by my autoimmune disease, because if it flares up, it could affect the baby. Hence, I am now on aspirin until further notice, which is annoying. You'll also have low dose aspirin if you have 2 or more moderate risk factors, which include this being your first pregnancy, being 40 years of age and over. I might be old, I'm not that old. Obesity with a body mass index of more than 35. I think mine's 37. I'm only just over, but that's another reason. Expecting twins or multiple births. I can confidently say I am not expecting twins or multiple births. I kind of wish I was expecting twins, because then I could go through all this just once in my life and not have to worry about it again, but that is not the case. Or having a family history of preeclampsia. No one in my family has a history of preeclampsia. Because it is my first pregnancy and I have a higher body mass, that is another reason why I have been put on this aspirin. Joy. But yes, that is the reason I have been placed on the aspirin, is partially due to a chance of me developing preeclampsia due to my weight, and also being my first pregnancy and being of the older variety. Mainly for my autoimmune disease, to try and make sure that my autoimmune disease does not affect my growing child. And at first I was really annoyed the fact that I have to take this aspirin. At the same time, I don't want my autoimmune disease risking any dangers to little Minion. I really need to tidy up this desk. Since we had the scan, and since we know that little Minion is okay and they've got a really strong heartbeat, I do want to try and do everything I can to try and make sure it's a safe and healthy pregnancy. And I still have a bruise from that ultrasound. I still have a bruise from that goddamn ultrasound, and it hurts like hell. Anyway, I am going to neck this aspirin and eat my breakfast. And I've got a long day of walks, and then at the end of the walks I do want to try and get some exercise done this afternoon, and I also need to record my announcement video for my Parrots channel. I'm very excited to actually record this video because it's just going to be fun. It's just going to be fun. It's not going to be like the video where I let you guys know what was going on. It's going to be slightly different, but at the same time very exciting. Very excited for this video. And then hopefully after the video I might actually have a chance to get some exercise done, which I really, really want to do. I really want to get some exercise done. I've been gagging to do some exercise for weeks now. It's Wednesday night. It's like 10 o'clock, 10:30. I got home from work. I had a quick play with my girls. I gave them the veggies. I made myself something to eat because I was starving, like beyond hungry. Watched a couple of videos, set up my video editing so I could do a bit of video editing. And I said to myself, I will put my girls to bed at like 6 o'clock, like I always do. And then I'll do some exercise straight after I put them to bed. But the girls wanted bed slightly earlier tonight because, to be fair, I got them up slightly earlier. I got them up at 8:30 instead of 9. So they wanted to go to bed earlier. I certainly wasn't going to complain. I thought, well, the earlier you go to bed, the quicker I can exercise. So that works for me. So I ended up putting them to bed about 5:40, give or take 5 minutes. I came back downstairs and the sheer wave of exhaustion that hit me. I've only experienced that level of exhaustion when my anemia is flaring up, and I know from the doctors or from my recent midwife appointment that my anemia isn't flaring up right now. My anemia is not an issue. It is pure pregnancy exhaustion mixed with a bit of heat exhaustion, and my God, exhaustion was an understatement. I was falling asleep standing up. It was dangerous. So I said to myself, I will put myself down for a nap, talking to myself like a kid. I will put myself down for a nap for an hour. I'll wake up after an hour and then we'll get what we need to do done. I set my alarm. My alarm was set for 6:45 and I went onto the couch, I had a nap, and I was conked out for an hour. The full hour I was gone to the world. My alarm went off at 6:45. I woke up so groggy, but I managed to get up. The problem was I got up and my body was still fighting, and I mean fighting, to go back to sleep. I was still falling asleep while stood up. I was falling asleep while walking around the house. So I got myself a very quick drink of water, like just a few sips, and then headed upstairs with the intention to put my pajamas on, and instead ended up crawling into bed, semi-subconsciously crawling into bed and just KOing. And I didn't wake up until Jason got home from work around just after 9 o'clock. I was out for the count for nearly 3 or over 3 hours, absolutely exhausted. And even when I woke up, when Jason got home, it took me about 15 minutes because my brain woke up, my brain was conscious, but my body was still asleep. My body did not want to wake up. My body was like, nope, I am gone, I am resting, I'm relaxing, and you cannot stop me. And it was a fight. I can't even explain how much energy it took just to move my arm. Like, my arm was dead and I had to physically force it up. Like, it literally felt like I was lifting a 10-kilogram weight. If I had a 10-kilogram dumbbell in my hand and I was trying to pick my arm up from the floor, it was so hard. My body did not want to wake up at all, but Jason getting home and triggering my brain also triggered hunger, because I hadn't eaten since like 4 o'clock or just after 4 o'clock. So I was starving. I was absolutely ravished for food. I managed to fight myself awake, say hello to Jason, and I was still a walking zombie. My body was still begging me to go back to sleep. My body is still begging me to go back to sleep. I've managed to make myself some food and a drink, so I am going to finish this food and then I'm going to go back to bed because I am so tired. I am so tired. This level of exhaustion is insane. I am so tired. So physically exhausted. My body just wants to sleep. That's all it wants. It just wants sleep. I'm going to finish my food and then I am going to have to regretfully go to bed again without any exercise today. But people keep telling me I need to rest. People keep telling me I need to sleep. And I've not needed to sleep, but today my body decided enough was enough and it needed to sleep. For example, I had a power nap before work. I had a 20-minute power nap before work and I still needed a 3.5-hour power nap after work. So we are going to try again tomorrow. Because of the hot temperatures, I've only got half a day in work tomorrow. So I am hoping to get home, record a video for my girls' channel, which I desperately need to do. Their videos are nearly a month overdue. And then after we've recorded that video, we are going to do our exercises. I'll probably get food first, but then do our exercises. And then hopefully tomorrow we'll actually get some exercise in. So we are on week 12, day 3. And I still want to sleep. I slept so much yesterday. And I've woke up this morning just as tired as if I've not slept at all. I actually slept really well last night. I slept a lot last night. There's a bit of tossing and turning and it took me a while to settle down, but I slept so much. And yet I'm still so tired. I'm so freaking tired. I just want to go back to bed. Don't want to go to work. I just want to go back to bed. I'm so exhausted. I've got a really quiet and easy day though, which is good. It's just annoying that I've got no energy. My energy is I need my energy. I have to go to work whether I like it or not because the bills don't pay for themselves. So we're going to go to work. We're going to hope and pray that I am still conscious enough by the end of it to do some exercise. Although I've got a feeling I'm going to end up getting home from work and having another nap. God knows how long that nap's going to last. It is Friday and we are on week 12, day 4. And it's been a difficult day. It's been a hot day. It's one of Been one of the hottest days of the year so far today. I managed to get one of my dog walks out, which was my morning group walk. That was it. All I've been able to do this morning, I got them out first thing and it was 26 degrees as early as like 11 o'clock. It was mad. Thank you, sweetheart. Brought me my strawberry and banana sorbet ice cream that I made myself. I do think I've got a bit of heat stroke. I really do think I've got a bit of heat stroke. I am so tired. I've had a headache. I've been drinking water by the gallons. My body just wants to sleep. It is so warm today. I've got like the baggiest, droopiest thing I own. I'm exhausted. I am so tired. And it's not even pregnancy tired. It's just so hot today. And we've not stopped today. Like, even though it's been hot and even though I've only had one dog walk, we've not stopped. As soon as I finished my dog walks today, I went straight to the house, straight to the new house to help with some renovation work, which I felt like a leftover tool. I felt a bit left out because there wasn't really much I could do. They were already done, most of the things we were up to. But I did manage to help Jason remove some shelves for what will be my voiceover studio. Jason's mum was very kindly cleaning the banisters while Jason's dad was working on some of the electrics. It was a lot of fun. And it's nice to see the house slowly progressing. It is very slow though. And Jason also made a start on the bird room. So the bird room is now in progress, which is nice to see. It is slowly starting to take shape. Very slowly, but it is starting to take shape. After we went to the house, we then went to B&Q in order to get... I don't know how well you can hear the smoothie maker in the background there. After B&Q, we went to... Jason's making smoothies. After the house, me and Jason went to B&Q to pick up some filler because we've left a couple of holes taking out screws. So we want to fill in the holes to make the paintwork a lot smoother and also fill in any cracks that we've left. Then we found, or Jason's dad found an issue with the cupboard or one of the cupboards in the sink where it had got damaged due to a leak in the past. And the leak had clearly been repaired and the area was dry as anything, but the cupboard was completely rotted away where it hadn't been repaired after the leak. So Jason's dad is actually working on fixing that for us, bless him. But we went to B&Q to get some filler and also to work out what paint colours we want. We do have a better idea now of what paint we want to paint everything. So we went to B&Q to try and work out what paint colours we want for each room, what shades will be right. So we've got a few testers, which I will be... Could you turn that off for me, please, Jace? Which I will be going to the house tomorrow in order to actually do... the thing off. Yes, please. Which I will be going to the house tomorrow in order to put the samples on the wall, put some of the samples on the wall so that we have an idea of the different shades and different tones that we can get and hopefully have a better idea of colour scheme. We've also got some white undercoat for the back room, ready for when we paint the back room. We've got some easy scrub and easy wipe paint for the parrot room and the baby room for when they get older and they start making a mess. After being here, we went to Subway because we were starving by this point. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We were so hungry, so we went to Subway. We got ourselves a Subway. We've then been out looking at beds because we really want to get a new bed, especially with me now being pregnant. The bed that we currently have is quite old, quite badly damaged. The springs are poking out and everything. Very uncomfortable to sleep on, and with me getting pregnant, I need something that's going to be much more comfortable. So we went and had a look at beds and mattresses. We got an idea of bed frames, of kind of bed frame we want. We took measurements of the house so that we could work out what furniture we currently have, where it's going to go, where it's going to fit. So we have a better idea of layout and decoration. There's so much going on. There's so much going on with that house. It's took up our entire evening, or afternoon and evening. Then we've come home, we've sorted out the parrots and put the parrots to bed, and then we spent most of the evening looking at bed frames, ordering a pregnancy pillow for me on Amazon, which I've got the BB Hug Me. I will show you guys the pillow itself when it actually arrives. It's one of the highest rated reviews pregnancy pillows that you can get, and after pregnancy it actually acts as a nice cushion for breastfeeding. So I am very much looking forward to getting that. Apparently you can bend it and shape it, you can change the firmness and the softness. It's apparently really good. It better be good for the money we paid for it. And then after we finished measuring out things, planning things, working out decoration, working out paint schemes and ordering what we needed to order online, we are finally getting tea. I am so hungry. I had to try and eat some strawberries and the strawberries were so tart. I don't do well with tart. I don't do well with tart at all, and the strawberries were so tart. I should probably record myself eating the tart strawberries because it's hilarious to watch. But I'll worry about that later. I did say to Jason, I'm not too sure if I'm showing yet, and Jason said, no, you are definitely showing. Your body shape has completely changed. I'm now a lot wider. I used to have an hourglass figure, like a proper hourglass figure, which if you've watched this channel, you probably noticed I do dip in at the waist quite nicely. I have no waist now. My waist is gone. I'm complete straight up and down. The waist has vanished. I can definitely feel my internal organs getting pushed upwards. The heartburn is a lot more common now that I've got a bit less space in my stomach, and I'm not even able to finish my breakfast now. I can't finish my breakfast anymore. I get full before I even finish. But I did notice when I put this on, this used to be super baggy on me, and because of the pregnancy it's now super tight on me, but it does mean I can actually show my belly quite nicely. It actually looks bigger than what it is because of my excess body fat, but I do have a little stomach starting to form, and it's nowhere near as saggy as it was. It's like you can't even like really bounce it. It is solid now. It is a solid belly. It's very solid belly. So all my hopes of actually doing some exercise today has gone completely out the window. Not only is it too hot, it is stifling hot. We've just not stopped and I really need a rest. The headache is killing me. So I am going to go get my tea. I'm having a nice cold tea with plenty of veg, and I am just going to rest the rest of the day. I'm going to see what tomorrow brings. Tomorrow is starting off busy and I do have to go do bits of the house, but we're going to see what tomorrow brings.